Hey gang, so today's a review of the 42 Cosmo lightning slider. This is like a weird mix of mechanical and magnetic. It's kind of interesting. It's got a few surprises, so let's get under the camera and have a look. All right, it's the 42 Cosmo lightning. Let's go. Okay, so here we go with the lightning. Now this is actually kind of an interesting slider because it's a mix of magnetic and mechanical. So we've got the mechanical slide and magnetic. So it's got the magnetic kind of ratchet, I guess. So it's not really a ratchet if it's magnetic, but it's you know, we've got our little turning, rotating magnetic part, and then again the mechanical. Now how does it work? We're going to open it up and find out. But the one trick this has is that you can actually you can play with this little spinner too, but you can take it off and then attach another one to it. So it does have this really interesting see this? So you can actually just extend these if you had more than one and build them up so that you could have this really crazy Frankenstein kind of design, I guess, if you want. I don't know who would want to, but it's there. If you've got the money to spend, do it, man. Have fun. So here we go. We have our magnetic inner kind of rotator, I guess. And again, the easiest way to always take these apart is to rotate half so that you kind of in between a click so that you disengage the magnets so that they're not sticking on top of each other. So that's the same with like coins and stuff too. So always just kind of give it a little half turn. All right, so we have our cap and then we have the little collar, and all this collar is doing is sliding along this track. But let's open it up and find out. Let's see how it's doing it. All right, so put our little pieces aside here. Get our little Phillips. Come on. Now we always have to be careful with this stuff because you have no idea what is going to fly out of here. So I have to be very, very careful, very gentle. Easy. So there's our lid. So we have one more screw in here. Now, I'm not going to get to that point to open this up because I think we've seen enough here. This is very, very simple. This screw, which holds this our collar in, the screw is holding in two balls on each side. So we have two balls pushing out this way and two balls pushing out that way. And there's probably just a single spring running through that's pushing the balls outward. So the trick with this, and again, this is another borrowed fidget, so I can only go so far with this, but if I were to take this screw out, what I would do is be very careful as I'm sliding the collar piece out. And you just kind of put your fingers here to prevent them from like flying, for the balls flying outwards. That's the trick with these, is a lot of times when you unscrew something, it'll just kind of pop off. And the problem is when it pops off, it releases the pressure all at once. And so the whole thing just kind of comes apart and then the balls go flying. So this one, we can see here, these guys are ready to shoot out sideways. So I would just be careful. If you ever do open this up, let's say you want it to be a little softer or maybe your springs are wearing down, this is where you have to do it. You open this little guy up and you can see it's actually in two pieces. So the collar would come off this way. The little box comes off the opposite way, but when it does, you have to be really careful of those balls. Okay, so again, this is not mine, so I'm only going to go to there with it, but it's enough that we've at least seen how the mechanism works. So let's put it back together. We get this in. And that's it. Now, what's kind of interesting about this is that you can even mix and match the different sides. Like, let's see, this is a little dirty here. So this was clearly the inner side, and I flipped it. So it's had some grunge on it. Some wear. You can see the wear on this side too. So when I'm looking at that, I mean, without an actual polishing kit, you're probably not gonna clean that up. So let's just put that back to the side it was on. Oh, a little collar here. Oh, that little collar comes out too. It likes to jump out. So it's one thing to be aware of. There we go. All right, so that is the Cosmo 42 Lightning. All right, gang, thanks for watching.